All right, we are live. How's it going? How's it going, everybody? I'm actually in my backyard. It's a nice, nice cool day today. So I'm actually gonna be coming to you guys live right here. So how's everybody doing? How's everybody's day going? Let me know in your comments in the comment section. We are using a brand new system for you guys right now that this new webinar platform, and so I'm actually liking it very much, and it's pretty cool. So let me go ahead, hold on for just a second. Let's wait a little bit more for more people to come down. But hey, I am excited. By the way, my name is Nestor Nidome. I'm also known as the MakeMoneyFromHomeDad.com, right? The Make Money From Home Dad. I'm used to saying the .com at the end. But welcome to the Elite Marketing Academy Tuesday orientation, right? And very briefly, what we do here on these Tuesday webinars is we explain a little bit about what the Elite Marketing Academy is all about. We give you a little tour from the back office, right? As well as we welcome the new members, and we give you a little training, right? We always want to give you a little bit of value for you guys to take with you, and you guys can actually implement. And by the way, you're gonna want to do this, while you're listening to this, but make sure you come back over here and listen to what we're saying. But right now, underneath this video, there should be a link, right, where it says click here for your free gift. All right, so make sure you get your free gift that you have. If you haven't done that already, right, it says, here's your awesome gift. You can download this awesome report made for you, right? And go ahead and click that there and download it. And make sure you let me know in the comment section how you like that gift. But for now, let me tell you a little bit about about me, right? And what we're gonna be doing today in the Elite Marketing Academy. The training is gonna be about branding, right? Okay, and I'm gonna let you know about a little bit of branding when it comes to either traditional businesses as well as when it comes to network marketers, when it comes to affiliate marketing, right? There is a very deadly action that a lot of network marketers, affiliate marketers do that I'm going to talk to you about when it comes to the branding. All right, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. And we're also going to be talking to you guys who have your own businesses, right? For instance, if you have like a restaurant, stuff like that. But also, if you're gonna want to stay tuned if you're like a real estate agent, if you're like a hairstylist, stuff like that, right? Because in the Elite Marketing Academy, we're attracting all types of business owners, all type of entrepreneurial-minded people, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about that. But one of the reasons that we started the Elite Marketing Academy was because we saw a lack, right? Terrence and I, right? I'm the founder of Elite Marketing Academy, and Terrence, he's a founder, and we saw a lack when it came to real training that gave you real results in the marketplace, right? We saw that there's 98% of the people who are failing to get results, right? Yet when you ask everybody's looking for the nuts and bolts, right? They're looking for the how-to training that was gonna get them results right away. And I never understood why people don't really just give you that type of training, right? And so being that we start to get results, we start to see how to be able to be successful. We say, hey, you know what? We need to share this information with the world. We need to do something to be able to change this situation, right? So this is when we start to do the Elite Marketing Academy, and that's kind of what we're doing right now, right? And we're very excited, right? Because everything's starting to come together. Things are starting to fall into place, right? And it's gonna be working for you, right? Because what we do is we're always thinking about, okay, how do we give the cadets more value? How do we get them to start to succeed, right? Because I understand when it's coming in, right? When back when before, like in 2011 and before that, I used to own a restaurant, right? I used to own vending machines around the city as well and everything. So I always was used to doing the whole brick and mortar business, right? And when I came to online marketing, I came because I wanted to make a decision. I made a decision to say, you know what, enough's enough. Enough of working 70, sometimes 80 hours a week, right? Never being able to go with my family anywhere. I was trapped in my own restaurant, right? I was trapped in my own business. And this, you can relate also as well if you're like if you're an employee, right? If you're an employee and you're working mad hours, right? You're working that overtime, and all you want to do when you're thinking of it, because that's what I want to do. All I was thinking about, even though it was my own business, And at the beginning, I was like excited about it because all I want to do is just be with my family, right? Oh, I want to be able to do that. I mean, there were so many birthday parties, so many family events that I missed, right? Because I had to be there. Like a lot of people had to, have to be at a job, right? Because I was working, Saturdays and Sundays, right? 7 days a week. And so I was missing a lot of stuff. I was missing too many opportunities, too many things. It got to the point where, you know, I was in the restaurant so much that when my brothers, my uncles, my aunts would visit my mom because she lives not that far away from me, and the restaurant wasn't that far away either. They actually had to go visit me at the restaurant, right? They actually, if they wanted to see me, if they wanted to speak with me, if they wanted to hang out with me, they actually had to be there at the restaurant, and it kind of, I mean, it was cool, because they got to see the restaurant, they got to eat for free, right? And I got to hang out with them, but it always kind of saddened me because I'm like, man, I'm just stuck here. And then they used to leave, and then they used to tell me, okay, we're gonna go down to the beach, or we gotta go do this, or we gotta do that, and I'm like, man, I can't go anyplace. And even though I had employees, right, I had several employees, I still had to, be managing, the situation, right? Sometimes I would get away for a little bit, right? I would be able to just, go sometimes, but most of the time I would be stuck there, right? And so that was just like, messing me up personally, as well as like my marriage, right? My marriage was starting to crumble, right? Because here's one of the things, right? Here's one of the things that I always see people doing, right? They always want to be able to, like, they're always people always come into, they always think about entrepreneurship as like, okay, I want some freedom, right? I want freedom. I want to be able to do what I want, go where I want, and do whatever, have whatever I want, right? And so, but yet, when they get started, all of a sudden they start to see that there's a lot of things that take them away from that, right? And so but we have this belief about like sacrifice, right? Like, well, you gotta sacrifice, right? You gotta give up something. And so what it ends up doing is that, what people end up doing is that they sacrifice what initially was what they wanted, right? Like, for instance, for me, initially, I wanted to be able to do this entrepreneur thing so I can have the freedom, so I can spend that time with my family. And what ended up happening is that I actually started to, like, be away from them, right? I started to be, move away from my family. And the truth is that, when it comes to your spouse, your family, right, your children, it doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter that you're telling them, you know what, I'm working in this business. I'm working all these hours to be able to build something for us for the future, right? I want to be able to have more things for you guys. It doesn't matter all that stuff that you're saying, because through the whole point, what's happening is that they feel like you're ignoring them. They feel like you're not there for them, right? And especially for a kid they don't care about any of that stuff. What they care is who's showing up, right? Who's there for them, right? They don't care if they're living in a tiny little place or in a tiny little apartment. They don't care about that stuff. They care if their dad is there. They care if their mom is there, right? So this is kind of what the place where I was, right? I was like, you know what? I finally realized, I was like, yeah, I'm doing all this stuff so that one day, right? One day I can be able to, make enough money where I can stay at home. But what I realized is that, you know what? This is hurting more, because as I started to see, I was like, well, when is that day gonna come, right? When am I gonna say, when I have 3 restaurants, right? Because then when I have 3 restaurants, I'm gonna be like, well, I gotta go manage each one, right? So I was just thinking about this stuff. How is my business gonna be, right? And fine, I could have made, millions, let's say millions of dollars, but hey, is that worth me losing my family, right? And I say, you know what? No, it's not. And so this is when I made the decision to be able to come into the online world, because I saw a lot of people making, money, right? There's a lot of money going on in the online industry, and that's when I started to say, you know what? Let me go ahead and find this out. Let me see what's going on, and try it out, right? And so that's kind of what I started to do. I started to learn this online marketing, but yet it took me a long time to get it, to be honest, right? Even though I had experience in business, even though I had experience, selling and stuff like that, it still took me a long time. And it took me about 2 years to start to see results and get start to really drive that traffic, really drive those leads and those sales into my business, right? And I always was, and throughout this whole period, I was always asking me, and still ask, I would ask this question, like, what happened? Why was it that I couldn't make it happen, right? I mean, it's kind of like, because here's the thing: when I was in the brick and mortar business, I got the restaurant, boom, I did it, fast, I started making sales, right? I got the vending machines, boom, I started to put those ones around the city, and damn, that happened, right? But yet, this online marketing thing, I couldn't get it. It's like, what is it? Why is it so damn difficult, right? Why is it so damn difficult to be able to drive some traffic, to get leads, and to drive sales? And it wasn't that I wasn't doing anything. I was spending a lot of time on the computer. I was spending a lot of time, you know, figuring this thing out, right? I was going to training after training after training, but yet, something wasn't clicking, right? And it wasn't until I actually figured it out. It's just that yeah, there's a ton of training right out there, but there's several steps that you gotta go through. And when you don't have the right mentorship, or you don't have the right person, mentoring you and guiding you through this, what's happening is that you have to figure it out by yourself, right? See, most of the time when people come in here, they start to be like, oh, I want sales, I want a lot of money, right? And so they spend their whole time, thinking about that stuff, and training, and going through this and going through that, right? But yet they don't even know the fundamentals of it, of any of this thing, right? Which is basically the first thing that you got to be doing is, it's, you got to create some sort of content, some sort of value that you're going to provide to the marketplace, right? And you may or may not have it already, right? Then the second step is to create that traffic, right? And how do you create that traffic? See, for a long time, I knew I was hearing about traffic and traffic and traffic. And I thought of what traffic was. And traffic is very simple. Traffic is just basically, getting somebody to click a link, right? And after that, it becomes, they go into a website, which they enter their email, and then they become a sales, right? So it took me a long time. So, to get to the point, that always drive me crazy, because I was like, there has to be a better way to be able to get people to succeed faster than having them people figure it out, right? And most of the time when it ends up happening, I don't know if it happened to you, type a yes, even if you're listening to the recording, type a yes if this has ever happened to you, where you feel where you're by yourself. You're just in front of the computer. You're going from training to training to training, but really there's no real true help, right? And when you reach out to your upline, you reach out to the leaders or something, they brush you off, or they don't know how to help you, right? They try to help you, but they're in a bigger mess than you, right? So they haven't even gotten the results and stuff. And so you're just lost, right? If you're in that situation, you just put a yes or something. Put I understand, or you don't have to be saying that you're in that situation right now, but you can be like, dude, I totally understand, right? Write something like that. I would love to know. But the thing is that as you're going through this, you start to realize that I started to realize that, like, there has to be a better way, right? And when I started to succeed was because I finally found somebody who actually taught me, step by step, how to do all these things, right? And that's when the light bulb went on, because I was like, hey, you know what? That's exactly how I was training my employees, right? When you go to a job, right? What is the boss, the manager, the person in charge? What do they do with you when you just get started, right? When you just get started, they train you. They train you as quickly and as efficiently. I'm sorry if I'm scratching my nose. I think I have one of my little hairs or something. But they train you as fast as efficiently to be able to get you to start getting results, right? I mean, that's what they do. They don't let you, they don't let you be by yourself. I mean, usually this is what happens, right? If you have a good training system, right? First, the person is generally a certified trainer. If you're in a good company, right? They're certified trainers. I mean, I'm talking about from that, because that's kind of what I went through, right? I became a certified trainer, stuff like that. But you become a certified trainer. You're being trained by a certified trainer, right? And usually they spend like around, from a few weeks to a week to a couple of weeks, training you and telling you step by step what to do, right? After that, they kind of let you do it. They let you shadow that person, right? So now you're shadowing the person. You're looking at them over the shoulder, right? Making sure that you're seeing what they're doing, and then after that, then you start to do what you need to do, right? And this is a very, very great way to learn, right? Very great way to learn, right? And so that's kind of how my experience in training, that's how it's always been. But I've never really seen any of this stuff going on online, right? And so when when I got this mentor to teach me exactly step by step what to do, and I was kind of seeing over the shoulder with him, I started to realize, I was like, wow, this really works, and we can do something about it. And that's kind of when I started to think. I was like, you know what? That's what the market. That's what the market needs. That is what they're missing. They're missing something that can take them step by step in the same process, right? You can watch the video, right? Like some of the training that we have. One of the trainings, the free training that we have inside when you become a cadet from the Elite Marketing Academy, it teaches you step by step, right? It teaches you step by step how to do that, how to do the fundamental of online marketing, right? But then what I do is not only does it teach you what it is and how to do it, it's like over the shoulder, because then I go, I'm the one who's teaching, right? So then I go into it and I show you the back office of my screen, right? I show you my screen from my computer, and I go and take you and I tell you to click here and click there and do this and download this and get this program, and this is how you set it up, and this is how you integrate it, and this is how it connects to the other stuff, right? So it's like you're going over the shoulder. Plus, then what we do is like then you start to do it by yourself, right? And what we do is we have the Thursday night workshops where we actually get together on a Zoom or something where we can go face to face. And then that's when cadets come over and they start to let us know whether, if they're having problem here, if they have a question there, more specific stuff. And we say, okay, let me see what's going on, where are you having problems? And then we fix it, right? We fix it right away. I tell them, okay, do this, do this, do this, right? And also, while I'm doing all that stuff, I'm always thinking, hey, how are we gonna, how can we improve on these trainings, right? Because we're always gonna be upgrading them so that they could be more efficient, right? I'll always be like a trainer, right? So that's what we got in the Elite Marketing Academy, right? But what I want to do right now, which I totally forgot to do, is I want to welcome the new members into the Elite Marketing Academy. And if you're here watching and you're one of the new members, then congratulations, right? That's awesome. I want to congratulate you and welcome you to the Elite Marketing Academy. If you are not, if you are, put yes, I'm a new cadet, right? Put yes, I'm a new cadet. If you're not a cadet and somebody invited you or something, or then hey, more than welcome. I want to welcome you here, and stay for the free training and stuff. Download your free gift, and if you want to decide, it's free of charge when you click on the button. When you click on the it says right there, it says click here to become a cadet. That's gonna take you over to our Facebook group, and you just request access, and somebody will, either Terrence or I will access you. Will get you in there, and that's how you become a cadet right now, right? We're in the works actually on creating our own member site, which is gonna be exciting, right? But for that, let me go ahead and congratulate and welcome our newest cadets that since last Tuesday they have gotten in, right? So every Tuesday we do this. So if I mess up your name, I'm sorry about that, but I'm gonna try my best, right? So welcome to Kathy Rodriguez, right? Welcome to our newest cadet. Hendik Harrison, welcome. Jeffrey L. Preston, welcome to the Academy. I want to welcome Brandon Woods, right? Welcome him as well. Brandon Molnar Sultan, welcome to the Academy. Jasir, if his car, I don't know how to say that name. I'm sorry about that if I butcher your name. I'm trying my best. Lamia Fautuna, welcome, and Oliver Kali, welcome, guys. Welcome, gals, into the Elite Marketing Academy. I'm so excited for you guys, right? If you're here, drop us a comment. Let us know how you like in the Academy. But you know what? It's fun, right? It's being fun. I'm just kind of trying to make sure that I'm going back to the right page. Well, I want to welcome every single one of you. I hope that you guys are getting massive value. I hope that you guys are going to the online marketing 101 course, right? That's a 5-day course that we give away, for you guys, because we love you, right? We want you to succeed, and that course by itself is actually the fundamental of online marketing. I go through through what you should know when you come in, right? If you're brand new, and even if you're not brand new but you're still struggling, right, like I was, right, like I was struggling for like 2 years, right, without getting any results, you will want to go into that training anyways and go through the fundamentals. Might as well just get it over with. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Okay, a lot of people want to come in here and they want to start to they want to start like blogging right away, right? They want to start going out there and promoting on Instagram and promoting and advertising on Twitter and getting some Facebook ads. And the reality is that if you don't know the fundamentals, you're gonna struggle a lot because your system might not be set up right. Some of your messaging might not be correct, right? And so you're gonna want to know some of these fundamentals in order for you to be able to succeed quickly, right? It's not that you're not gonna succeed. You will succeed, especially if you don't quit. See, here's the thing: if you don't quit, you will succeed. It's guaranteed, right? It might take you a year, it might take you 3 years, it might take you 5 years, it might take you 10 years, right? But you will succeed because eventually you'll get it, right? But why not start to succeed faster, right? By becoming a cadet of the Elite Marketing Academy. And that's kind of what we want. What we want for you is our main focus is for you to succeed. Okay, that's our main focus. But what I want to talk to you about, kind of like the little, apart from the little training that I kind of taught you right now, it's about branding. Okay, I know I said I was going to talk to you about that, and so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about branding. And here's a fatal move that a lot of network marketers, a lot of entrepreneurs are doing when they first get started. Okay, this is very essential, so you're going to want to pay attention. All right, the biggest mistake people do when they get in is that instead of branding themselves, they start to brand the company that they're in. All right, unless it's your own company, unless it's your own personal company that you started from scratch or that you bought over, right? You bought the company right now is yours, right? Like kind of like my restaurant or something. Unless that is it, then you don't want to be really truly pushing the brand as more. You want to be pushing your personal brand, okay? Because ultimately people buy from you. They buy when they get to know you, like you, and trust you, right? When they have those three things, that's when they buy. And the reason I'm talking about also for you guys who are here, who are, like let's say real estate agents, you guys are, hairstylists, network marketers, it's because here's the thing, you know, you I see a lot of people, right? I see a lot of people, they take a lot of time, they take a lot of effort to be marketing, right? To be building something. And all of a sudden what happens is that they move companies, right? They move from one company over to the other and they lose all that stuff that they built over here and they can't move it over, right? What you want to do is you want to be building yourself, right? You want to be building yourself. Even if you're like a real estate agent, you want to be always putting yourself first, right? And be able to put that name first. I mean, you can put the logo, right? Like, because it gives you credibility, right? But always it's always your own personal number, your own personal email, your own personal, everything that's your own personal thing, right? And so they can contact you. So if you ever move, let's say you're a real estate agent, if you ever move to another company, right, from let's say Keller Williams to like 21st Century or something like that, guess what? All that hard work, all that clientele, can always contact you, unless there's like terms and conditions or something. Sometimes that could be it, right? Unless there's some terms and conditions, which I'm just gonna give a pointer. At least for myself, I would never work. I mean, this is my own personal opinion, right? You can do whatever you want. I would never work for a company where they trap me that way, where they tell me, you know what, you're gonna be building all this clientele, but it's not your clientele, right? If you ever leave, you can't take them with you. I will always, because you're, all these things you're working for, for a commission, right? And so I will be like, oh no, that's not correct, because I'm not gonna be spending a lot of effort of my time, a lot of time and effort to be building a list, to be building a customer basis, to be building this trust, right? Because they're trusting me, right? Not necessarily the company. I mean, when you go out there, even as a real estate agent, even like a hairstylist, right? If you're working, who do they go for? They go for you. They don't go for somebody else. They might once in a while get you or get your number, because they saw you or something. But essentially, you build trust because of you, right? Even in a network marketing company, they're going for because you are there, right? If you ever leave the company, they're gonna want to go with you, right? And so if you're doing it that way, guess what? Even if they have that old business card and they haven't contacted you for 2-3 years and you've been gone for like a year or so, guess what's going to happen? All of a sudden you're going to get a call. They're still thinking that you still work for that company, because I mean, they never got something, but I'm gonna tell you that you can do it through email, so they can get an email, so they can know that you moved, right? But they're still thinking, and all of a sudden they call you. They know you, like you, and trust you. They want to do business with you again. They don't really care if you move from Keller Williams to 21st Century or to whatever company you're moving to. They don't really care about that stuff, right? Customers really don't care about companies per se. All right, they care about the quality, right? They care about the customer service that's provided, right? That's what they care more about, right? They could be ready very quickly, ready to leave a company, to leave somebody if they get horrible customer service, right? I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, even with these big companies like McDonald's, right? If there's some McDonald's where you're getting horrible customer service, you're never gonna go to McDonald's. You don't care if it's a McDonald's, right? You might go to another McDonald's, right? Because they have different employees, but you will never probably visit them. Like if you got sick or something, or something happened from a particular restaurant or a chain or something, you will never gonna go back if you got customer service, right? Like bad customer service. But if you got great something, like I've known like cooks, right? Which like for instance, I had this cook in my restaurant, and I guess he was very popular. I didn't even know, because then all of a sudden some of my customers will come in and they will see him and like, oh, hey, you're back here, I said, blah, blah, and they will become faithful to my restaurant because that cook, they knew the cook, right? And to me, I was like, that's cool, but at the same time, I saw it as like, oh man, I don't want them to come just for the cook, right? Because then if he ever leaves me, then I'm gonna be stuck because I'm gonna lose those customers, right? And so it's either way, right? It's either way. But the reality is that it's like if you build that clientele, then it's yours, right? So you gotta want to be doing that. You gotta want to be branding. And how do you brand yourself online? That's the question, right? You brand yourself online, and by being online, by always having professional, your picture. Now you don't have to be professional, but they gotta be a little bit professional looking, right? When you're smiling and stuff like that. But you always want to be doing. But here's the thing. Always want to be doing, for instance, here at the Elite Marketing Academy, I'm always looking for ways to brand our Elite Marketing Academy, right? And of course myself, but also the Elite Marketing Academy, because that's our company. We created that, Terrence and I. So the way that we're doing is that we're using like tools and systems that will help us, right? One of the tools and systems is like a website, right? A blog, right? You have to have, even if the company provides you some like a website with material, something, you will want to have some sort of a blog, a website of your own. Like I said, if you ever move, because if you're sending people, right, if to your website, to your actual website that you control everything, all the aspects of it, and you're always driving people there, and from there you're driving them to the offers, from there you're driving them to wherever you want to drive. And guess what? If you switch companies, all you got to do is switch links and maybe change a little bit of the copy, and when people come in to look for you again, you're still there. You're still there, and they're gonna want to do what the new things that you're doing, right? So you need things like blogs, right? You need autoresponders, you need landing pages, right? Landing pages is where you're sending people over, right? You're sending people from wherever they are, and you're sending them over to like a kind of like a website, and where they can enter their name and email, and that's where you kind of give them a gift, or you give them a free video. And the reason you want to do that is because you want to build a list as well of emails, right? So in case something happens, you can always be communicating with that list, right? Saying, hey, this is what's going on, blah blah blah, right? So you're gonna want all those things, landing, autoresponders, as well as other tools that are starting to become more advanced, right? For instance, this is one of the reasons why we started to come into the, to create to get these webinar, right? Because like this webinar where you're watching this webinar, this is a tool, right? And you can have the same thing too. You can brand it, right? Put your name up there, right? You can have your own gifts, right? You can have all that stuff, right? If you're liking this platform, let me know, right? And let me know. I'll tell you exactly where we're getting all this stuff, right? This is also part of the Elite Marketing Academy, is that we share with you exactly the tools that we're using. Okay, so that's kind of what the cool thing is, because I remember, when I was doing all this stuff, sometimes one of the hardest things was to get some of the tools that people when my wife started playing with me, some of the tools that people were using. I don't understand, but they will hide them, right? Sometimes, you have to pry them open so they can tell you what tool they were using or something, right? Unless it was like, affiliate coded or something like that. But it was weird. I don't know why, right? So at Elite Marketing Academy, we're very open to the tools that we're using. So any tool that you see that we're using, just contact me directly, or if you're a cadet, go in the group and say, hey, what tool are you using? And we're more than happy show you and tell you what tool we're using. And so you want to do that stuff, right? Like I said, like, creating all the landing pages and things like that, creating webinars, right? Even to the point of, maybe you want to create your own your own member site, right? We're actually in the process of creating a member site. That's one of the exciting things that we're gonna be announcing in the near future. That we're gonna be creating our own member site, right? We're gonna have our own training center and our own thing like that online, right? So we're still gonna be having the Facebook group and everything, so we can communicate. But we're gonna have this cool, awesome, platform where you're gonna be able to go in there, and there's gonna be a bunch of stuff, a bunch of training, a bunch of value, right? And all that cool stuff. So that's part of also, like, depending on what you're promoting, what you're doing. That's also pretty cool for, like, the network marketers. It's pretty cool to be able to have your own member site. I know, sometimes it's cool to have, like Facebook, like we're using Facebook, like to create our group, right? And it's cool to use all these things, but ultimately you want to move, up the ladder, right? Because what you want to do is that you always want to give the sense of increase, right? That if people are hanging out with you, they're gonna learn something, right? They're gonna gain something. They're gonna get some value, right? And you always want to put yourself as, not I'm not saying to lie or anything like that, right? So don't lie, but as you start to learn stuff, you always want to put yourself as like, hey, you're the type of person that they can come to and ask any questions, and you're ready to answer them, right? And if even if you don't know the answer, guess what? See, people love a person who they can go to, ask a question, and they have an answer. And if you don't have an answer, here's a trick. Okay, here's a trick. I do this all the time, all right? And it's gonna get you to become a leader and a master, right? And it's gonna get you to be do all that things. And this is very simple. Every time somebody asks you for something and you don't know the answer to it, just say, hey, wait a minute, let me get back to you. And all you do is go to Google, right? You go to Google and Google the answer, Google the question, right? Or go watch a little training or something, and then go back to the person and give them the answer, right? See, for some reason, I know a lot of people know that there's Google, that there's stuff like that, but a lot of people don't tend to do that. They just want to ask a question, right? So if you start to become that person where you have all the answers, or you know where to find them, guess who they're gonna be coming and looking to join, right? Looking to be like, hey, I want you to be my leader. You're the expert, right? I want to follow you, right? And that's when you start to be able to just sell your products, sell your services, things like that, right? So you want to put yourself in a level of expertise, right? And like I said, you don't want to be, necessarily lying, right? But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. An expert, one time Frank Kern, I believe, said it. I'm not exactly sure. I think it was Frank Kern. He said, an expert is just somebody who knows more than the person who they're teaching. That's it. That's really it. See, because here's the thing, and this is where a lot of people get messed up. If you go out there and you learn something and you implement it and it works for you, you're an expert in that thing. You're an expert, right? For instance, what about if somebody comes and they're like, I don't know how to open up a Facebook account. And you can teach them. You might not be an expert in everything that has to do with Facebook, but you're an expert in that particular area, right? You can tell them, it's like, hey, look, this is how you do it, right? You can show them step by step how to open, right? You can, if you know how to create a fan page, there you go, right? That's some sort of expertise right there if you know how to do it, right? See, a lot of people think that an expert needs to be like perfectionist, right? Like they have to have tons and tons of hours, right? An expert is just like you know more than the other person, right? So if you start to teach like that, right? If you start to teach the things that you know to the people who don't know yet, to them you're an expert, right? You don't gotta say, hey, I'm an expert, right? Hey, I'm an expert. No, you don't gotta do that. And naturally, this is what's gonna happen is that, see, here's an example. Okay, here's an example of how you can start. And this is, make sure you write the notes. Okay, this is a big secret that I learned from one of my millionaire mentors that he taught me, and when I implemented that's one of the things that started to work. All right, right? So here's a, it's very simple to do. Okay, he told me, right, and I started to do it. He said, Nestor, when you get your first lead, right, because I was doing this in network marketing, right, he said, show it, show your result. Say, hey, I got my first lead. I'm so excited because I got my first lead. If you want to learn how I got this one lead, hey, text me or message me. I'll show you how I did it, right? See, sometimes I was getting hanged up because I was nervous. Like, who's gonna want, I'm not an expert. Who's gonna want to pay attention to that, right? And because I was like, man, that one lead, I mean, that sucks, right? But he's what he told me. Wait a minute, Nestor, hold on. I know you're thinking that, but there's how many people out there haven't gotten even their first lead? Just think about it. How many people out there right now in the online industry haven't even are struggling to just get one lead, right? They've been on it. They might be at it for weeks or for months, right? Maybe a year or so, and they haven't even gotten one lead, let alone a sale, right? So if you come along and you say, hey, I got one lead, and you show proof, and you say, and I'm gonna do a webinar, I'm gonna do something, and I'm gonna teach you how to do that. Guess what? People who haven't gotten a lead are gonna say, they're gonna be intrigued. They're gonna be like, wow, cool, let me learn. See, I wasn't making it seem like I was an expert, right? I was just being truthful. I was like, hey, I know how to get one lead, right? And what happened is that with that one lead brought more leads because people wanted to know how. So I was sending them over to a landing page. And all of a sudden I got like 5 or something like that. So guess what I did next week? I created a picture and I created something. I was like, my gosh, hey, I got 5 leads this time. 5 leads. If you want to know how, click the link below. I'll show you how. Watch my video, watch my training, right? And I was sending them over to a capture page. What happens is that most of the time when people come in, they want to attract the big fish, the big whales, right? They want to attract those the producers, right? You want to attract and what's happening is that you cannot attract. It's gonna be very difficult. It might happen once in a while, but the reality is that you're not gonna be able to attract anybody who has more results than you. You're gonna attract people who have either similar results to you or lower. All right, that's the reality, and that's one of the things that my millionaire mentor taught me, and I took it to heart, and it started to work for me. All right, and don't worry, it's okay. Who cares? See, because I used to care. It's like, well, what about if these producers are seeing that I only get one lead? What are they gonna say? What are they gonna say, right? I don't want to show it. The thing is, to them, you're not even in their radar. You're not even in their radar, because see, them people who are like getting massive results, there's somebody else on top of them who's getting even more results. Guess who they're looking at? They're looking at them, right? Somebody who's made $100,000 is looking at somebody who's made $500,000 because they want to get there. The person who's made 500,000 is looking at the person who's made $1 million, and the person who's made $1 million is looking at the person who's made 10 million, and the person who's made 10 million is looking at the person who's made 100 million, and so on and so on. People don't tend to look down. Somebody who's made 100,000 is not looking at a person who's making 50,000. No matter that they're making 50,000, no matter how much, they're not necessarily looking down. Sometimes they'll look, but that's because they're friends, or because they're asking, hey, what are you doing, right? Sometimes, but most of the time they're looking up the same way you're looking up, right? So this is why it's essential for you to start to becoming like the expert, right? And then guess what, right? Of course, once I started to do that, I started to get sales, and then it's like I got my first sale, right? Blah blah blah, and that was so exciting. And people start to congratulate you. They start to congratulate you even when you get one lead, right? And so that gives you like social proof and stuff like that. That what I say actually, and this is kind of what I teach in the training, is that start with the traffic part. Start with getting that first click, right? See, here's what I'm gonna give you, like, a little secret again. Um, when I got started, it took me a long time because I was looking at the sales, like I'm not getting sales, I'm not getting sales, and so I had to go back to the fundamentals, right? And instead of saying, hey, I got one lead, what I started to say, you know what? Well, let me start tracking, which we teach you inside the academy. We teach you how to do all that stuff, how to do the tracking. And so because here's what happened, what was happening is that I wasn't tracking anything. So I thought that things weren't working. So I will stop doing like a marketing campaign or something before I even started, before I even started to succeed. And what I mean is this: is that, let's say I will put an ad out there, right? I will put something on Facebook, or I'll share something, and I wouldn't get no leads, I wouldn't get no sales. I was like, man, it's not working. So I would spend another few weeks figuring something else, creating a new funnel, doing all these things, right? Because I was like, oh, it didn't work. So I will create a new landing page and a new this and a new blog post or something, right? And then I will share that, and it didn't work. Oh my gosh, it didn't work. I didn't get. So I will start all over, right? I will start all over, and I'll start all over. Why it was taking me so long, right? And so until my millionaire mentor started to teach me these things, I'll say, you know what? Let me start with traffic. Let me start tracking. And what I found out is that when I started to do the same things I was doing, right? I would go share, blah blah blah. And all of a sudden, when I shared it, and I looked at my statistics, there were like people clicking on it. They weren't putting their email, but there were people clicking on it. I got so excited. I was like, wow, I thought nobody was even clicking on this thing. Because see, in my mind, I thought that if a person clicked, that meant that they were gonna put their email, right? But no, it's like people are clicking, and it's a numbers game. For every 100 people who click, maybe about 20 or 10, maybe 20 of them enter their email, and then maybe 10 or 5 of them, or even one of them buys. 1%, about one of them, right? So for maybe 100, only one of them buys, right? And only 20 enter their email. So what I was doing is that I was sharing my link, and what happening is that people were clicking, but you gotta get to 100 clicks, right? You gotta get to at least like 70 clicks so you can get, right, so you get like a couple of leads or something. I was only getting to like 10 or 20 clicks when I would take it down, and I will stop sharing it and go to the next thing, right? So I was thinking that this thing wasn't working because I wasn't looking at my traffic. All of a sudden, when I saw that, I was like, oh, let me keep sharing it. Let me keep sharing it. And I was sharing, right? I was going to all the Facebook groups, and I was going all over the place. I was sharing, and I was seeing my clicks go up, and it was, boom, I got a because I don't think it's working. Hold on for just a second, guys. Hold on. I want to make sure because sometimes my internet kind of like messes up, and then I'm all like up talking to myself. So let me make sure that is working, okay? I'm just gonna check right here on the live broadcast to make sure that this is working. I believe it's working. I mean, it's taking a little bit of time. All right, hold on. Yeah, I think it's working. There you go. All right, cool. So we are back. Okay, we're back. So what was I talking about? I was talking about the clicks, right? So that's kind of what you want to do. Okay, it's measure the clicks. be measuring the clicks. Focus on the clicks first, and then it's inevitable that if you share it enough, there will be leads to start coming in. Once you start to generate leads, it's inevitable that a sale is going to come in. It has to, right? If it's not working in that way, if you're getting a lot of clicks and getting no sales, this is where the funnel comes in, right? You're getting a ton of clicks and no leads. You got to check what's going on in your landing page. What's going on in the landing page? Are you congruent? Is a message changing from page to page? What's going on, right? Fix that. All of a sudden, you open up that bottleneck, and then the lead flow starts to, right. And so let's say you start to get leads and leads and leads after leads, but you're not getting any sales. What's going on there? Then you got to check. Okay, well, is the video working, or this and that, right? Also, at the same time, you gotta have to see, are they targeted? Is this a target market, right? Or where are they coming from, right? Because sometimes the traffic may be coming from a place where they might not have a credit card, right? They might not be able to buy stuff online, right? So you might want to go to what they call tier 1 countries, which is where most people have credit cards, which is like the United States, Canada, England, stuff like that, right? You kind of want to stay within those things. So you kind of want to check where your traffic is coming from, right? The tool that we share inside the Elite Marketing Academy to check the traffic is cool, because it shows you right there all the countries where people are coming from, right? So it's pretty cool. And then after that, what happens? Sales start to pour in, right? And then all you got to do is just be tweaking that sales funnel, so you can get more and more and more sales, maybe automated, things like that, right? And you do it in different ways. And we teach you all that stuff in Elite Marketing Academy. We teach you all those things to be able to do it the right way. But my friends, I'm so excited, right? I'm very excited to be here with you guys, and I'm so glad that you guys are staying on until right now, right? It's actually pretty cool that you guys are being able to stay here with me. But that's kind of what's going on when it comes to branding, right? You want to brand yourself. You want to be able to put yourself out there, right? And you want to be doing different things. That the reason I talk about the webinars is, this, to be honest, this is what we do, right? We don't only tell you, we tell you what, we don't just preach it, all right? We're telling you what works, and if you notice, we're telling you what we do, right? For instance, when I was thinking about the webinars, right, about using like the tool that we're doing right now, and it's that when you and I suggest this with almost any industry, you will want to create some sort of webinar, weekly webinar. Is value that you're gonna be giving your list, right? What value you're gonna be giving your list, right? If you're like a real estate agent, you're gonna want to be giving out, creating videos and webinars about how to buy a house, how to sell a house, how to get more, curb appeal, how to fix your house and get it ready to be sold, right? All that stuff, right? Whatever it is, right? If you're a hairstylist, you want to be giving tips about hair, how to comb it, how to dye yourself, stuff like that. You want to be doing things like that, right? If you're a network marketer, depending on the company that you're in, you're gonna want to be, giving, advice or sharing some information or value about what it is that you sell, right? Is if you're in the exercise industry, maybe showing some exercise, maybe talking about healthy eating, things like that, right? So you're gonna want to be sharing. It's like a TV show, right? You want to be giving out that at the beginning it's gonna be slow. And that's okay. You might not have any viewers, but you just keep doing it. You just keep doing it, and you just keep doing it and giving more value. And then this is what's going on from this point to the next week. This is what you should be doing. One, you should be marketing every single day. Market to get more leads, right? Get the customers, get more leads, right? But also you should be reading and listening to audio so they can learn. So you can learn more, so that you can share more on the next webinar, right? So you can have more information. You always want to be learning more. See, a lot of people get stuck as like, well, what am I gonna be sharing? If you don't know what to share, if you don't have any idea of what to share, that means that you're not learning enough. That means that you're not implementing enough, right? You're not doing enough. You gotta be doing those things. You gotta be implementing, right? What are you gonna teach the next webinar? Teach what you did last week, right? Teach what you did what you did the week before that, right? What was it? What happened through the week that you can share in the next webinar, right? And that's something that you want to be doing. You always want to be doing, doing these things. And the cool thing is that you can decide to be giving free value, a free gift. You can also sell on webinars, right? You can do all these things. But yeah, I mean that's some of the things that you want to be doing is utilizing these things, utilizing all these tools. What I love about online marketing is the flexibility and in the what you might call it in the in that you can put it on almost like on an autopilot. I say almost because it's not gonna be 100%, but it's almost 100%. If you make a video and you put it on YouTube, guess what? That video is gonna be working for you through 365 days, 7 days a week, nonstop, and you gotta even pay it, right? If you do a webinar, you're gonna work like me. Let's say I will work for this webinar, and then I can use this video, and it's gonna be working for me over and over and over, right? If I put a picture ad, like if I put an ad out there, so it's gotta be working for me. See the and the funnels that you create with the landing pages and the thank you pages and all this stuff, and people, you can set it up where people come in while you're asleep. That happens to me all the time. Now I wake up to leads, right? I wake up to leads, I wake up to sales, I wake up to traffic. I mean, all the time, right? All the time. Right now, in this instance, the very instance, my funnels are working. I'm right here sitting with you, talking to you, giving you some value, and my funnels are still working. They're working nonstop, 24/7, bringing me in leads and customers. That's what is going on. This is why I love the online marketing. This is why I love also to teach it, because I want people to be able to do the same thing. I mean, imagine the freedom that you will get from being able to set a lot of stuff, most of your business on autopilot. Here's what I say: online marketing is not that hard. Online marketing is actually pretty simple once you know what to do and you get a mentor, okay? But the hardest part of online marketing is setting it up, and that's where that's where most people get lazy. It's on the setting it up, right? Setting up their autoresponders, setting up their landing pages, creating their lead magnet, doing the videos, writing the blog posts, that's where people get lazy, right? But the thing is, once you do it, that's it. It's out there. You don't got to do it again, and it's working for you, right? So learn to have fun with this stuff. Learn to have fun. Learn to be able to be able to learn, be able to have fun with everything that you're doing, and know that what you're doing is putting things on autopilot and it's making your life easier, right? I mean, for instance, like one time when I realized that the power of this is, several times, right? It's, one time we went to Vegas, right? We went to an event, and when I came back, there was a bunch of leads, bunch of sales and stuff like that, and it was just so exciting. Another time was when I got sick, right? I don't really get sick all the time, right? But that time I got sick, and guess what? My stuff was still working, right? Online marketing doesn't take a sick day. This is why it's so awesome, right? It doesn't take a sick day. You can take a sick day, and the cool thing is that you don't, once you start, generating that money, right, and you fire your boss and stuff like that, you don't gotta ask for anybody, right? And you don't gotta be worried about, oh man, if I don't go, like if I'm not working on my online marketing, I'm not gonna get paid. Guess what? If you do it right, if you set things right, that traffic, those leads, and those sales will still be coming in, even rain or shine, sick or healthy, right? Sleep or awake. If you're everywhere, I one time it was pretty cool because I was at Disneyland with my whole family several times actually. I've been we go to Disneyland all the time, but there's one that the first time that it happened, it was pretty cool because I kept looking at my phone, and I kept getting notification after notification, of leads and sales that were coming in, and it was just so exciting because I was like, wow, look at this, man! It's like this is what I'm talking about. This is the dream right here, man. And I was just like, look, and I was telling my wife, right? I was like, my gosh, we're over here at Disneyland, right? We're having fun. We're spending time together, and look at this, right? I was showing her. It's like, look at this. I mean, the stuff is working. I'm getting leads and sales, and we're at Disneyland, right? I mean, it was it was just so joyful to me to be able to do that, because I mean I was searching for that for such a long time, right? To be able to be with my family and stuff, and still my business still working for me, right? This is why I like that saying that I learned from one of my mentors, and I love it, and I keep on saying it. It's like, you know, I want to teach you how to build a business while still having a life. I mean, when he told me that, I was just like, yeah, I'm in, right? I raised my hand. I was like, I'm in, right? I want to learn how to build a business while still having a life, right? Because before I was building a business while my life was, being flushed down the toilet, right? Because I was spending so much time, right? And then from there, I started to evolve into my own sayings, right? Into my own little ideas of how it is, and I started to tell people, look, with online marketing, you can truly design your business around your life, right? Not the other way around. And the reason I say that is because, most people, and me included back in the day, I designed my business around my life, right? So everything surrounded my business, and my life had to adjust to my business, right? If my business needed me, I gotta be there. I was on call, right? And that's how most people are with their jobs. That's how most people are with their business, right? They're on call. And so with online marketing, the power of online marketing, what it does is that you can design your business around your life. You just gotta look. It's like, what do I want my life to look like? And how am I gonna be able to leverage on the online marketing to fit that, so that I can do, be, and go wherever I want to, right? I can be whoever I want to be. I can do whatever I want to do, and I can go wherever I want to go and hang out with whoever I want to go. And my business will still be running, because I made my business fit my lifestyle, right? I want to be able to be with my family and still go. I mean, look for instance, right? Let's hit like the network marketing industry, right? Most of the time, you're out there, right? You got to get out of work, and then you got to hit the payment to go prospect, right? Forget about prospecting. If you like that stuff, go for it. But forget about prospecting. I say prospect online, right? You can do, let's say, Facebook chatting or something like that, right? I don't do that, right? What I do is I go prospecting like on Instagram, on Facebook as well, but I do it in a way where it's very attractive, right? Where I don't gotta be there. I do certain things that is attracting, and I generate leads. And I don't necessarily talk to people until they're inside, right? And here's another thing, right? You're going out there prospecting to invite them over to a meeting, right? Which a meeting that is, not only that you go out there to be in a meeting, you still have to go out there again to go to the hotel meeting, or go to the house party or something, right? Why not do something like this, like a webinar, right? You put out your board. It's the same thing, and you can invite way more people here, right? You can invite way more people. One of the largest online meetings that I've been in, right, and it's not like an online meeting, but Hangouts or webinar, has been where we were in a Zoom hangout with 300 people, and it would have been more, but the limit was 300, and people weren't even able to get in. People were like struggling to get in. If your internet got shut down, or your computer shut down, that's it. You weren't able to jump back in, because somebody else would have taken your spot, right? And it was just so exciting, because there were 300 people in that Zoom, and you can see all the cameras, right? So you will be flipping and flipping and flipping. It was people after people after people, and it was such an exciting time, right? So with that, I mean, it's cool. Online marketing is cool. If you want to learn more about it, if you want to be able to master it, then I encourage you to click on the link that says, to become a cadet, and join us in our Facebook group. Soon we're gonna have a member site, and we're gonna still be offering a lot of free stuff and everything. So take advantage of these things. Take advantage of these times, because soon, we're gonna be moving it up, right? So you gotta want to be taking advantage of all these things. But with that, my friend, you know what? We're at top of the hour. I'm so grateful, and I want to thank you for spending this hour with me. I know that an hour of your life is It is something great. And if you spend it with me watching this webinar, then I want to thank you so much and appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. But without my friend, you know what? Thank you so much. And I will want to welcome you. I want to welcome you into the Elite Marketing Academy if you're not. Also, there are some share buttons on top of the webinar. If you want to share, you know, with your friends on social media, you know, bring them up and bring it over here. Bring them over here. I would encourage you to do that, right? Bring them over here. If you, I mean, especially if you have a team, why not learn all together, right? If you have a team, let us teach you and your team how to succeed and how to get those leads, how to get that traffic, how to get those leads, and how to get that money, right? Ultimately, that's what we want, so we can get some freedom. But with that, my friend, thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna go back to my, you know, to my family, right? I'm obviously here just like relaxing right here in the backyard, right? I was actually right here outside because we bought the kids a new jumper, and they were just like a trampoline, and they was just jumping. It's like a 10-foot trampoline that we have right here, and I like to sit out here, the nice cool breeze, and watch them while I do my online marketing stuff, which is pretty cool, right? I'm designing my business around my life, right? You know, I can be watching them, and if they need me, I can just walk to them, right? That's what life's all about, and I'm happy with that. I appreciate that, right? But my friend, I want you to create your life. All right. So let's go on there. Let's take some action. Reach out. Even if you're not a cadet, reach out to me. I want to help you. Okay. If you have any questions or something, reach out to me on Facebook or Twitter or anywhere, Instagram or something. You know, ask me a question or anything. I'll be glad to answer it for you. But my friend, thank you so much. This is Nestor E.M.A from the MakeMoneyFromHome.com. Also, the Elite Marketing, right? EliteMarketing.com. We'll see you next week at the same time, right? 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And for those of you who are already a cadet, we'll see you on Thursday on the workshop, right? And this is only for cadets only, the workshop where you can we get on Zoom, and that's where people can ask us questions. All right. So become a cadet if you want a little bit more one-on-one kind of training. All right. Bye for now, guys.